Hi class, this is Dr. Karsten. A couple of you are struggling a little bit with today's problem of the day, so here is a little hint for you, or really more a different way of looking at the fractions that we have been working with this week and last week. So what the problem of the day is asking you to do is to decompose fractions, or to find an equivalent fraction by decomposing fractions. And I know right now you're going, oh, I'm confused, I need a little help. So let's look at this from a different point of view. So let's say that I want to find an equivalent fraction for 1/3. I really want you to understand what that means. So I'm going to go ahead and draw two tape diagrams. I'm going to try and get them to be the same size. I'm going to do my best. So here's one tape diagram. And here's going to be another one. Like I said, I'm doing my absolute level best here. Okay, close enough. So let's first divide this top tape diagram into 3 equal pieces. And if I were going to do that, that's what it would look like. And the reason that I did that is that my denominator is 3. And when your denominator is 3, it's telling you that 1 whole, and I'm telling you right now 1 whole is equal to the whole tape diagram. So it's telling you that it's divided into 3 pieces or split into 3 parts. Now, because I have a 1 in the numerator, what I want to do is I want to shade in one of those parts. Okay, so I hope that that makes sense. Now, let's say that instead of just splitting this up into thirds, I decided to split it up into smaller pieces. And they're pretty much equal. Now, what I want you to notice is that this split right here is the exact same location on these tape diagrams. Now, if I wanted to color in the same amount that is colored in this one, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to shade in 2 pieces. So as you can see, I've shaded in the same amount on both these tape diagrams. But in here it's 1/3. Let's see what it is in this one. Now remember, I'm gonna go ahead and write here that this is 1/3. So remember, my denominator for this one is going to be the number of pieces, the number of parts that make up the whole thing. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But in this case, my numerator is going to be these 2 pieces because I have 2 pieces shaded in. It's what I have. So what you can see is that 1/3 is the same amount as 2/6. And that's really the idea of what we're looking for, is we're trying to find fractions that would be equal to each other. So in this case, I know that 1/3 is the same thing as 2/6. So that's just a little bit of a different way of looking at this that might help you to understand what we're doing right now. So that's your hint. There are 3 questions on problem of the day. I know it's problem of the day, but the problem is finding equivalent fractions for each of them. So here's actually a way to do one of them. And then I'll just quickly remind you of one other thing that you could have done. So the shortcut that we've been learning is that you could have taken, there's a runaway pen, 1/3, and if I wanted to turn that into something else, as long as I multiplied it by the same, my numerator and denominator by the same number, I'm fine. So in this case, let's multiply both of these by 2. It just means we're splitting each one of these up into 2 more pieces. And then you would get 2/6. 1 times 2 is 2, 3 times 2 is 6. So that was kind of the algorithm way that we were learning. But again, for concept, just so you understand, this is the idea, that I can take the same amount of 2 whole objects, but I can cut them up into different amounts of pieces, and I can figure out what would be equal to each other. So 1/3 would be the same amount as 2/6. I hope that helps. Good luck, and I will see you back in our Google Classroom in just a couple of minutes.